There are still plenty of obstacles on the way to forming a new government. Maybe that's a good thing because we will have to overcome them together. That's our first test to see if we can find smart compromises in the coming days to achieve the greater goal.
Well, let's get some analysis from Dan Raviv now, a columnist for Newsday, an American daily newspaper, joins us from Washington, D.C. Dan, welcome to the show. I'd like to start by asking you, I know you're monitoring the media in Israel. How close is this coalition to forming?
Well, the parties that are opposed to Netanyahu are feeling very confident. They think within 48 hours they will manage to put together a coalition. They need at least 61 seats in the Knesset, the parliament. 61 represents a majority. And they clearly have more than 50 right now. And so they're signing up more parties. They have to kind of apportion the government power, who gets seats in the cabinet. But you can't say that Netanyahu is absolutely gone when it comes to Israeli politics. He knows the system better than anyone. He's been prime minister for 12 consecutive years. Maybe he thinks he can get 1 or 2 or 3 members of parliament to come over to his side. But it does look like Wednesday we're going to have an announcement of a new government, and that one would leave out Netanyahu, as you reported, Matthew.
And these people are very, very different people trying to form this coalition. Naftali, Bennett and Yair Lapid are very different. How long can they keep such a coalition together?
Yes, and even beyond them, there are parties that are more left-wing. And so within the Israeli context, right-wing and left-wing, it's basically like this. If you're a right-wing party, you'd rather hang on to the West Bank, captured by Israel in '67. You don't want to make any concessions to the Arab side. If you're a left-winger in Israel, you're more open to concessions, giving up the West Bank, maybe removing some Jewish settlements. And yet right-wingers and left-wingers are willing to sit together in this new coalition because they think it's time to get rid of Netanyahu. So Lapid is pretty much down the middle. His party got the second most seats in the recent election. Lapid is down the middle. There's no question Naftali Bennett is on the right, doesn't want to make concessions to Palestinians and other Arabs. And left-wing parties are willing to join this coalition. And there may well be an Arab party that would join the coalition, Israeli Arabs. So very unusual from right to left. And they're united by one thing. They don't think Netanyahu should continue as prime minister.
Do you think that Benjamin Netanyahu is surprised he didn't get more support as a result of the recent hostilities with the people in Gaza?
Probably so. During the 11 days of warfare and since the ceasefire that was arranged a couple of weeks ago, Netanyahu has been telling the Israeli people, now you can see, you need me, the experienced leader. You need me who doesn't make concessions. I'm the strongest leader Israel's ever had. That's what he says. But indications are that the Israeli public, many of them, are in fact sick and tired of him. And Naftali Bennett was thinking of siding with Netanyahu, accepting that argument that at wartime Israelis need him. And Bennett decided, all in all, better to move on without Netanyahu. Don't forget, is also on trial on charges of fraud and bribery. And so there's a general sense that his time to leave has come.
Dan, thanks so much for that update.